Wait.
What's your name? Bobby?
Bobby.
Bobby what?
Bobby Rock.
Rut?
Rock?
Rock? Like rock?
Like rock.
That's a good name.
Yeah.
I like
Landgraf is the name, but it's hard to remember, so I say Farfignugan.
Farfignugan. All right, you are a bass tech.
I am a bass tech.
You are.
Yes.
What does it mean to be a bass tech?
Well, I set the rig up and get it the way Rex likes it, and then the show happens. I monitor everything, make sure the bass switches all happen, and then at the end of the show, I take it down.
So you tell me that he doesn't just walk out with his bass and play the bass and then walk off with it?
Oh, he does, but I hand it off to him and he gives it back.
How many different basses are you using?
Well, he has 10 in the stable, but during the set, he'll use 5.
10?
He has 10, but he'll use 5, 6, depending on what he wants to play. He'll change it up a lot, and I'll just set up, let me play this bass on this song or whatever, and he changes it a lot.
Is it all in the standard tuning?
It's in C sharp standard, so the low E is a C sharp.
Interesting. Is that just for the recording, or is there a reason behind
that?
It
It is something that, Pantera did it a lot.
Okay.
And Philip sings to C sharp really well. That's what Down is tuned to and everything. And I used to tech for Down as well.
Okay.
Until I ended up getting the guitar gig when Kirk Winstein split. I got the gig, so I'm really familiar with C sharp.
Can we see some of the guitars?
Sure.
Is that possible?
Yeah. Rex's main 4-string is the nice Spectre here.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Yeah. Spectres, and his other mains are the Gibson Bird, which is out, the Signature Series Bird from Gibson, and that's that one. And then tonight he'll also be playing his Epiphone Bird, which is this one here. It's really a great instrument, and so he's got the deal with Gibson on the Thunderbirds, and then his mother favorite 5-string. It's a Spectre here. He calls it the Cadillac.
Ooh.
But it's got a lot of weight and it pushes a lot of air. That's a big bad girl right there.
Ooh.
So yeah.
So out of this whole group, which one's your favorite?
I don't know. This white one is just the best. One of the best instruments I've ever played. Guitar, bass, or whatever. It's just so beautiful and solid. I like the Birds. I like the Spectres as well. But yeah. This is my favorite in the rack.
What's your trick to keeping them in tune? And staying in tune?
Temperature, like we're on top of ice right now, and these decks are put on top of the ice so we can roll stuff on them. So you'll see cracks somewhere in the temperatures in the winter.
Yeah.
The cold will get up into the strings, make things tight, makes things go sharp.
Okay.
And it can mess with the necks sometimes. It's on a cold truck when it's rolling and touring. But that's it. In winter, it goes sharp, and then in the hot summers, they'll go flat sometimes.
Would you prefer heat or cold?
Either one.
Okay.
I'm glad to be inside during the cold, but maybe cold because the summer tours are pretty brutal.
Sure.
And you're out there sweating through your clothes and hats and all that. So
let me ask you this: I play bass, and tell me if I'm doing this wrong. When I string it, I take the string and I loop it underneath to tighten it on there. Do you do that same, or is that a bad idea, or is that a?
You do whatever you want.
Okay.
A lot of people will tell you that it's the holy grail of ways to do it and do the loop and do the fucking thing and this and that. Sorry, I cussed. I don't care. I just loop them up and then let them line up.
Okay.
It's fine. They stay in tune. If you stretch, which I do, you have to stretch, guitar or bass.
That's my next question. Do you actually take it?
Yes, you get the good stretch on them. And I don't use a drill or anything like that. I like to hand crank them because I think the winds and the strings, they'll fit into each other better and they'll just nice and smooth and slow.
I like it.
And I just go for 3 winds, guitar or bass.
Okay.
And if you do 2 winds or 1 wind, not enough. 4 and 5, it's just wasting your time.
Can you walk us through some of your rack and what you got going on over here?
Sure.
Are you actually hitting pedals and stuff for him? Or is this...
Yes, and on some things, sure. And he also has this MIDI switching system that he has up on deck.
Okay.
So what we got is the radial, the JX44. That's all my inputs and outputs, so I can monitor that through here. And it's just basically the the operator switching system. Well, not switching system, but it's the plumbing. All the plumbing goes through here.
I like the plumbing.
And it's all plumbing.
Yeah.
We talk about cables. It's,
Yeah,
if
that's
you
a
think
great
of,
analogy.
If you think of signal flow as water, it's plumbing.
Yep.
And you got the water going out of here into here and through here, and all these things color the water. And
Yeah,
they you know.
I love that analogy.
Yeah, that was the thing I talked about a lot when I still do. I mix and do sound, and I just consider it like flow. And if you think of it like water, and you're coloring the water and throwing it or heating it up or cooling it down. And it's just my analogies that I use for myself. This here's the switching system here, the RJM. That's new for this tour. We just got it in. And Rex can put as many pedals as he wants through it. This one will take 12 to 16. And you can just switch like that. And if he walks away from the pedals and something happens on stage, I can shut them on and off from here myself. So I can do that. And the Ampeg is, well, if we just go down here, the Origin effects is what we're using now. And they're awesome. The bass rig's got most of the sound coming through it. We created the tone through this, and before it hits this, it's through the compressor. Cali 76, it's a stacked compressor, and it's essentially two 1176s compressors in there.
I love that.
Yeah, and this is a noise gate, keeps things a little quiet before it goes through. Yeah, and these are the secret pedals I'm not showing you. And here, the Ampeg SVT Pro 4s. And Rex has been using those forever.
Okay.
Since they came out. I mean, he started so early that they didn't have them yet.
Yeah.
But I started with him 2007. It was Down, touring with Dio, Black Sabbath. And that's when I started working with Rex. And he's always had the Pro 4s. Rex could play a show with one Pro 4 and a cable. And you wouldn't know, just because he's
just that great of.
He's that great of a bass player. But it's great having the tones, and he's really created a beautiful sound. You know that also with these, you know, you sustain and you get to hold them out, and notes can hold real well.
Yeah.
And on deck I can show you these.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So what we have here, another Origin effect gain, and that gives a little dirt. Turn into Lemmy real quick, and then this is a bass sub octave, which gives us some dirt on some moments that Rex likes for that. He's always had the blue Morleys. That's where he comes from, or that's what he's always used. And then this is a newer wah, the Justin Chancellor wah. It's got some gain in it and some fuzz in it. Great pedals. And a tuner, of course. Mostly for me if I'm standing on deck. He doesn't tune. And then this is the MIDI switcher for the Mastermind. And that's called the, what the hell is that called? Effect Gizmo. I'm not making it up.
Are you serious?
Right there.
It does say Effect Gizmo.
And that's the MIDI switching system
Look
for
at
that. Then he's also got Taurus pedals up front. So he's got, he uses those in some songs and in outros and stuff like that. So there's a lot going on for one bass player. But we make it happen, and he does the dance up front with the pedals, and we got the eye contact, we got the things we do, and he's got some things, we know each other.
Yeah. How'd you get into this?
I got into, and I've been touring with my band Honky for 25 years. Godzilla Motor Company, Honky, and I joined the crew in Down in 2007, like I said, and I stayed with them for everything they've done, really up until COVID. And I got to get the guitar gig from when Kirk Winstein decided to put effort into Crowbar, which is so great, because look how great Crowbar is.
Yeah.
And so I got the gig then, and then COVID happened and things, and people changed their minds and switch around, and Kirk got the gig. It's his gig. Yeah. It's like KK Downing getting back into Priest or something. It's like, well, yeah. You know what I mean? So they're working on new material right now, which we got to hear at rehearsals. So they're slamming, they're moving and grooving.
Awesome.
But I've been teching on and off, I don't know. I think 93 was my first bus ride. I was working for a guy named Ian Moore on a ZZ Top tour. So I got to do that. And Dusty Hill, his bass tech, his appendix blew up in Leipzig, Germany. So then I got the gig doing Dusty Hill's basses on that ZZ Top tour, the Europe part. So that was really exciting too.
Yeah.
So I got to jump into that. I've worked for a lot of folks. Billy Gibbons on his own solo stuff. He does a jungle show in Austin. He does with Jimmy Vaughn, Charlie Sexton, Los Lonely Boys, Ted Nugent.
Los Lonely Boys is a super underrated
Oh,
band.
they're great. They're amazing.
That album is
They're
fantastic.
amazing. And they're back out doing it right now.
I mean,
Yeah, you'll catch them out there.
I found one of their CDs on the side of the road one time, and I put it in and listened to the entire thing again and again and again, because
Yeah,
I knew
some
that
good
Heaven song
stuff.
was good, but the whole thing is like, actually, they're really great
They
musicians.
sing like birds, and they grew up doing it since they were kids.
That's awesome.
Yeah, awesome
So,
three-piece.
Take me through this workbox. Is this all just strings? Is this all?
Well, strings are here, tools,
Okay.
things, pedals, extra things, this and that. Things happen, they go down. Down here, I put my looms, which you don't see in here because they're on deck. They're going through I got cabinets. I got 5 810s on stage, and those roll into place. Then I hook them up. Then my other loom goes to the pedals, and everything to the pedals. And so yeah, that's my station here. I monitor the tones, the wireless, make sure nothing's clipping or doing anything bad, and keep everything in tune. And as I look through the set list, I'm looking for the next song, and I'm getting it ready. So then I'll go up, and we got our dance we do with the handoff and the bass handoffs.
So you have a gig you gotta do. You can grab 3 things. You can't take your whole workbox. What are the 3 things you're grabbing to go with you?
Well,
You got jumper plane right now.
tuner, clippers, winder. I mean, just like, you know what I mean? This is a big tuner, clipper, winder box is what it is. Man, you know, it's just, this is my personal, so I can pop it
The
up
tuner
on here.
clipper winder 5000,
That's right.
guys.
That's exactly right. But this I've had with me. I'll take this and use it if I do other gigs, and so that's mine. But Rex has had this since the Pantera days. Grady used to work out of it with Pantera.
What do you use to clean them?
To clean the basses?
Yeah.
Well, this has been my favorite. Carlos from Lamb of God texts over here next to me. He turned me onto this Smith Pro, and it's awesome. You can spray it on a black instrument, and just you don't have to dig into it. It comes off really nice and keeps it shiny. This is just cleaner, funk out or whatever you want to call it. Spray connections, 1/4-inch plugs. If we have a lot of downtime, we come back to the show. I'll take everything out, spray it with the spray, clean it, keep it nice, keep everything nice and tight.
Yeah.
Static electricity builds up and stuff, and that'll take it out. But yeah, man, a big tuner and winder is what that is.
So someone watching this that wants to be a bass tech and be in your shoes one day, what advice do you have?
Don't do it. Just don't. Play piano, stay at home.
All right, bye guys.
No. Do it, have fun with it, and most of all, enjoy it. Stay calm, because everything's going to go crazy at some point.
Yeah.
And if you don't go crazy, you're all right. And then your guy don't go crazy. Yeah. You just keeping the calm is a really, I don't know, I'm old, I've been in the business for a long time.
Yeah.
I just want to offer that, because I think that's a big thing. You don't panic, figure it out, because it's all on you if something goes wrong. Even if it's the guy, he's going to be looking at you like, hey man, and I'm like, you figured out what it is. You go through your system. Over the years, so many things have gone wrong that I've seen everything that can go wrong, I think.
Sure.
And but somebody that's just getting into it, love the instrument, learn how to play the instrument, because if you're a player, you know what's going to feel right and what sounds and tones and dialing something in. If you're a player, if you're not a player and you want to do this, spend time with the instrument, learn it, learn to love it, and then you can keep it in tune and make good money tuning for other people.
How much of it is replicating his sound, and how much of it is being able to put your tastes and your feel into it? Is it just 100%?
None
I'm
of
give
my
you
taste at all. It's
Okay.
all what Rex wants.
Okay.
I mean, I'll dial something in. He'd be like, "Oh, that's cool,"
Yeah.
But no, it's up to him what he wants.
Cool.
I can get close. I know
Yeah.
him well enough now that I can dial something in and be close. But if I'm working for somebody I've never worked for, didn't know how they sound, I'd need to, find out what their tone is, what they're going for. Clean tone, dirty tone, lead tone, bass. Rex has all those with his bass as well. Rex has a lot going on.
He's that good of a bass player to
Oh,
know
yeah.
if something's a little bit.
Oh man, yeah. And wireless will give you issues, but you keep everything clean, and sometimes it's just a dirty cable, but it'll piss you off and it'll mess up a song, and you'll be looking for it. But
Well, I appreciate you so much.
I'm glad to.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Remember, guys, if you want to do this, don't do it.
don't do it.
Don't do it.
You don't want it. Thanks for your time. All right.